Hi everybody, just real quick, I had some stuff I wanted to share with everybody tonight. Today is November the 4th, 2010. Of course, this is a medical video. It's not so much, me medical, like what I did back in January. It's more like Tony medical. It's because, like Tony and I discussed with Richard, or maybe a video, some of you might know him, back on Tuesday, which was November the 4th, Tony is actually having surgery on his rear end tomorrow on the 5th, around 10, or he has to be there at 10 a.m. I think the surgery starts at 11, if I'm remembering right. I can't say how long we're going to be there. I know we're going to be at least there probably for, I'd say, 4 hours to at max. From like 10 a.m. to, 1 maybe later. Because I know for a fact the surgery starts at 11 a.m. And he's going to be in recovery for at least an hour, maybe longer, depending on him. He has a fistula. Don't ask me to spell it. Don't ask me to tell you what it is, because believe me, it's a pretty disgusting explanation. But he's in a world of hurt. I mean, and I'm not joking. I mean, last week it started really bothering him to the point where he was walking pretty much like a penguin. I'm serious. I mean, that's how serious this problem is. And I've been after him for 2 years. 2 years to get this fixed. I mean, because that's when it happened. It happened right around, it happened right around, Mother's Day, May, I'd say 8th or 9th of 2008. And this has been an ongoing issue that he's now, hallelujah, praise Allah, Jesus or whomever you want to praise, he's getting it fixed, finally, much to my great relief, and after tomorrow his, because I've been after him. I've told him, I said, honey, I'm like, look, you need to get that problem fixed, you'll feel better, seriously. I mean, it is like, I'd get after him, and he just, for the last 2 years, I've been after him to get it fixed, and I've told him, I said, honey, I said, look, think about how much better you're going to physically feel to not have that bothering you anymore. I mean, it's, seriously, I'm like if it was me, I mean, and it's like, and it was very painful. I mean, he has just been yowling in pain. I mean, the poor thing. And it's like, I remember, and I'm going to have to kind of frame this for you. It's on the surgery he's having is on his butt. And, the worst part of it, okay, I'm going to try to explain this without grossing you all out. Well, it was caused by him harming himself downstairs, if you know what I mean. He had been constipated for 3 or 4 days, real bad, and I started pumping him full of laxative, and I'd force him to take it. I told him, I said, look, don't make me sit on you and force you to take this stuff, because I was like, I will. And he knows, and he'll tell you, I'm the kind of person that, like, I don't make him do stuff unless, there's a darn good reason for me to do it. And I wasn't doing it to be malicious. It's just I knew that he needed to do this for his own sake. And I was trying to get him, I was trying to help him, and it's like, I told him, I said, excuse me for being self-centered and enjoying your company. I said, honey, I love you a great deal, and I'm doing this for your own good. It's like, if I didn't give two hoots about you, I'd just let you just die, from this, because it was poison in his system. But he finally went, and the worst part of it, when he finally went 2 years ago, is he screamed for an hour and a half on the toilet. For an hour and a half. It was the worst feeling in the world. I mean, knowing that he was in there suffering, and there was nothing I could do for him. I mean, I was sitting on the sofa directly behind me in this video, that sofa back there, And he was in the bathroom down here, because we have a bathroom upstairs and a bathroom down here. And I could hear him. I mean, a deaf person could have heard him. He was that loud. I mean, he had the door shut, and he was in there just yowling for a solid 90 minutes. I'm serious. And then he got real quiet, and I'm like thinking, oh God, he died. And I said, hey honey, are you okay in there? You know, and I'm like thinking, please say yes, or grunt, or something. I'm like thinking, please let him make noise. I don't want to have to call 911 on him. You know, seriously, I don't have to take him to the ER. He goes, just real weak. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like thinking, well, at least he's not dead. He answered me, you know, and I'm like thinking, well, I'm going to have to check on him. And I got, you know, and I went and checked on him. He was alright, if you want to call it that. I mean, well, he wasn't dead, which was a good thing. And, you know, and it's like eventually, and he hadn't eaten in that whole time. And then, like, once he did that for like the 90 minutes and passed everything through, over like the next 2 to 3 days, he cleaned out the fridge. I'm serious. I mean, it's like he was eating like he hadn't eaten in 2 months. I'm serious. And he, you know, he was going regular, more or less. It's like I had to like practically run out, grab whatever I was going to eat and run out of the room with it. I'm serious, because he was like, it was like I was starving him or something. You know, he was still hungry. I mean, I think that next day when he started getting his appetite back, I could have taken him down to the Chinese buffet down there in Newport, Kentucky at the Newport Shopping Center. And I think he would have cleaned them out. And I think those Chinese people would have looked at him and said, you'll eat too much, you'll go home. You know, I mean, seriously, I really truly think I could have taken Tony down there and he would have cleaned them out. But at least he would have had a full belly. You know, that's the way I see it. Oh, sorry, that's my cell phone going off. But yeah. I'm sorry, I just got sent something funny by a friend. But yeah, seriously though, you know, I mean, it's just, you know, it's ever since that day that he, you know, went really big and yelled for like a really long time, you know, he's been hurting. And, you know, it's just, don't get me wrong, I love Tony to pieces. It's just, I wished he had gotten it fixed sooner. Because, I mean, he's been a pain in the butt about the pain in his butt, literally. And, you know, I just wish he'd, you know, I wished he'd done this sooner. But, you know, I can't have everything in this world I want, or I'd be rich and thin. I mean, come on. I'd be rich and thin and, you know, have a lot of other things going on. But anyway, I just wanted to ask you guys, you know, to, you know, keep Tony in your thoughts tomorrow. He's going in for surgery at, like I said, 10 a.m. Eastern time up there in Fort Thomas. At, well, St. E's. That's what we call it. St. Elizabeth, Fort Thomas, or St. Luke's. You know, and, you know, everything, you know, hopefully, hope, goes well. But yeah, I just wanted to ask you guys out there to, you know, please keep Tony in your thoughts tomorrow around that time, you know, because, you know, I'm just worried about him, you know, because this is one of those long time coming type things. He's, you know, kind of glad he's finally doing it. I think I'm more glad than he is, just because I'm tired of hearing about it, you know. And I'm not saying that like in a malicious way, so don't interpret it as that. It's just one of those things where I'm just, you know, I'm tired of him dragging this out longer than it should have been, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, he admitted to me that he was scared of going under the knife and what have you, but I'm like, honey, listen, you know, it's not so much about you going under the knife, it's more that, you know, you'll feel better afterwards and the problem will go away, you know. And I was like, look at it that way. And as soon as I framed it like that for him, he's like, you know, you're right. As soon as, you know, I get this cut out of me, it'll go away. And I'm like, yeah, that's the idea, is to make it go away. You know, I mean, seriously, that's more important. And I told him that. I said, because I go, don't you want to not be in pain anymore? And he's like, yeah, I would love for this pain to go away. And I'm like, well, then fix it. You know, I told him, I said, well, do something about it. Fix it. You know, and he's like, but I don't want to have surgery. I'm like, get it over with. I was like, you know, just bite the bullet and go in there and get it fixed. I was like, they'll knock you out, you know, and everything. But, you know, anyway, you know, Tony, and I hope, ask that you guys, you know, keep him in your thoughts, and he and I both hope the surgery goes well, and I hope it takes, you know, and I hope it solves this problem, and, you know, he feels better. But anyway, I will talk to you all later. Bye.